storms of their lives. When it comes to matters of health, finances, and the challenges that go along with getting older, Patrick's experience can help you find the right answers. You can't ensure that bad days ahead won't happen, but you can insure yourself against the worst possible scenarios. So buy yourself some peace of mind while your skies are still peaceful and call Patrick Hyland today, 813-966-1052. That's 813-966-1052. And if you're a veteran, we thank you for your service.
Passionate about sports? Want to talk college, prep, or pros? It's time to enter the Sports Zone with Patrick Hyland. Call in. Tell Patrick how you see it. In Hillsboro, 813-289-1860. Anywhere else, toll free 877-969-8600. And now your host, Patrick Hyland.
All right. Welcome into the Zone, the Sports Zone, brought to you live every Sunday here from AM 860, and we're going to have the answers for you. But before we get started with the show, happy Hanukkah to everybody listening. Appreciate everybody out there, and Merry Christmas. Be here in less than 2 weeks, baby. God bless America. We're going to have some fun this year, guys. But you know why we get to have fun? Army-Navy game yesterday. How cool was that? Old Trumpy Bear was out there flipping the coin. And
it was not a coin flip. Let's not call it a flip. It was more of a coin toss.
Wow.
A coin lob.
Did it spin?
It did. It was more. It was like a pancake.
So there was. So we have a controversy. It was
no
fixed.
controversy. Let's just be. It wasn't a coin flop. It was a coin flop, not a coin flip.
There you go. It was a flop.
Who won the toss? Or
Army. And they lost the game, so no fix.
Oh, there was no. Yeah.
Now what a game. 17-16.
You know what? Someone pointed out to me that I'd never ever thought of before, and like it sounds obvious now, but the reason that Navy has to run some of the more creative offenses and stuff they do is because their roster is shorter than everyone else because they all have to fit into a submarine.
Right.
I have never thought about that in my entire time of watching this game and handicapping this game. Oh, the over, the under, the team totals, this and that. I just thought
Roger the Dodger barely made it at 6'2".
You can say,
to play for Navy back in the day.
That applies to Air Force too.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why they run the Veers, the wishbones, the triple options.
The greatest running back for armed forces, in your opinion?
Oh, God. Well, man, we're going
just throwing that out there for the heck of it.
Yeah, but man, nobody will know. You're talking about the four horsemen back in the day, you know?
No, single running back.
Oh, you want to go with Napoleon?
Yeah.
I like him. Yeah, I like him. So. But if we go really old school, there were some, there were some guys back then that were really scary. But now people know Napoleon.
Leather helmet days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But thanks for our military. That's why I brought it up. It was a cool pageantry as usual there. Nice. It was a nice day. Great game. I mean, I like those games. I don't mind the 21-17s, the 17-16s. Everybody
love how they stand the whole game.
That is pretty cool,
That's
isn't it?
Very cool.
You know, it's just a neat atmosphere, and we're going to have some excitement this coming Friday, boy, with college football. So God bless them, those guys, and God bless our military, the men and women out there doing so much for our country. We really appreciate it. And our policemen and women out there doing a great job patrolling the streets, and the teachers, they'll finish up this and go into Christmas break, and then we'll start the new year off. So should be a lot of fun doing that. Josh, anything exciting happening in your world, young man?
It's college football playoff season, baby. We got big games coming up. Football season round in the fantasy football playoffs. First round for a lot of people today. So I got a buy in one league, trying to get by in another big money league. So yeah, man, exciting time to be a sports fan as always.
Yeah, I feel sorry for the people who kept Cal Pitts on their bench Thursday. That sure didn't work out well for him.
And again, anyone that would have started him would have been there's no reason to start him at that point. If you made it to the playoffs, it wasn't because you were playing Kyle Pitts all season.
No, it's just kind of funny, though, because
the randomness of football.
Well, that, Josh, but in my FanDuel, I had him because who else were they going to throw to?
FanDuel made perfect sense. That was a single game lineup. It was a perfect matchup. Our defense is Swiss cheese. You probably could have caught 4 for 40 out there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, come on. What are we doing, Josh? Come on, Bucks. But Josh, you said this earlier, and I think your premonition is going to come to fruition, and that is that as long as they beat Carolina, the next 2 times they play them, it's over. Who cares?
I mean, that's the big thing. Is there any confidence we're going to beat them both times?
No. And they put themselves in a hole, because if they would have beaten Atlanta and before New Orleans, I believe if they would have split, the Bucks would have gotten the tiebreaker. So now they put themselves in a.
We were in the driver's seat big time. We absolutely blew it. But you're talking about regression to the mean and that sort of thing. Beginning of the season, we were getting how lucky. How many times did we say it over and over? Now these balls are bouncing the different way, especially against Atlanta. That first game of the season with them missing the kick and the rollback. No, I mean, come on now.
We also assume Carolina's going to win all their games. Their game's not against the Bucks.
I think they'll beat New Orleans today, so that will put them at 8-6.
I don't think anything this season anymore.
And then the thing is, see, if they go 8-6, and if they beat, they lose to the Bucks, now they'll be 8-7, and the Bucks will be 8-7, and then they'll play the Dolphins. The Bucks will play the Dolphins. Game's irrelevant, because if they lose, so what? Because even if Carolina wins and the Bucks beat them, then that's good. Then they go. And if they're
but
both,
you're assuming Carolina doesn't lose those other 2 games.
No, it doesn't matter, right, Josh? Fill me in.
If Carolina beats the Saints today, that would set off what you're describing, right?
If they lost to the Saints,
then
right,
it changes.
They have 3 games left. If they split with the Bucks,
we'd have the head-to-heads over them.
What now?
We would have the head-to-heads over them, but there's still...
No, if we split with Carolina, we'd be 8-9 and they'd be 8-9, and they would get the tiebreaker.
What if they lose to Miami or to New Orleans?
Then they're going to be 7-7, and the Bucks are 7-7. They play next week. The Bucks lose. Okay, they're 7-8.
But doesn't it get down to like the 6th, 7th, or 8th? If we do split with them, you're saying it gets to a tiebreaker situation past the head-to-head.
Yes.
Doesn't it come down to like our common win opponent or something like that? Or are you saying it's already locked in, and you saw that this morning, that no matter what, if we split with Carolina, we still have the head up? How would that be determined already?
Conference record, 2nd tiebreaker.
Yeah. And
so that's where the Miami game would be
division. Well,
interconference record.
It'd be the division record.
It is the division record, and they have a worse division record than.
I mean, division. You're right. I'm
sorry. It's all right.
I'm sorry.
Carolina.
That's what I'm saying. I think we would have the same division. The head-to-heads would be split. It would get down to like
conference. So we did beat Seattle and San Fran.
Or point differential.
See, that's what I'm thinking.
It gets. This is
speaking about point differential. Let's talk about that.
You're talking scenario season right now. Scenario season. Well, let's win our dang God football games.
Can we? Yeah, I mean, let's talk about that game a minute.
The debacle,
and I don't want to hear that our players are not good players, because they are good players. They're proven that.
Yes,
they have.
I don't accept that as fact at all.
Okay.
Who are good players on defense? We have Vita Vea.
Guys, these players,
Levante David,
these players,
not as good as he used to be.
No, he lost
he's a leader. He's a good guy to have. And Antoine Winfield isn't as good as he was. He's been inconsistent.
These players played good football at the beginning on defense. Our defense played solid football at the beginning. The difference right now, and I'm sorry, you've all been around sports long enough. This guy has lost his team.
Baker Mayfield, I agree. You're MVP, Mr. Guy. My God, look at him. He's so great. He's elite. No, take responsibility.
I will. Your coaching staff has handcuffed this team. Mike Evans had every right to be pissed on the sidelines because we win Nunua. Let's not lose. Keep throwing the ball. He was dominating. They couldn't stop him. We couldn't.
You're good players on defense that gave up what was that? 3rd and 28. David Sills, who hadn't done anything all year. Forget the defense. How convenient. You say, we have such great players. All the players are so good. Oh my God. Blame it on the coach. And we can't get a stop.
Forget that. You couldn't get 1 first down and 2 drives.
I think it's both.
Because Baker's turning the ball over, not getting any consistency.
After the turnover.
Yeah, no. It's all Todd Bowles.
Run.
I won't say that.
Guys, run, pass. Run, pass.
Hey, that's better than the James Wilder days. It was run left, run right, run back left, punt.
The fact is, why are you playing so in a shell? Why don't you keep running an open offense? Yeah. The difference between us, like I said, in the Bills or old Patriots team, even when we had Brady, when we were up, we kept trying to score. We are now coaching not to lose. There's a massive difference.
I think, Josh, the defense is taking a little bit of a hit as far as points against the Bucks, that there's more points that have been scored against the Bucks than the Bucks have scored. That's a problem if you're 7-7.
Yeah.
The Bears are the most fortunate team in the history of the NFL. They're about 45 points in a differential, and they have a freaking stunning record. It's baffling to me. So
It should have been even worse on Thursday night too, because Atlanta got called for so many penalties.
so did we.
But Atlanta got called for
30
lot
penalties,
more. It was
bro.
insane.
And guys, can we stop with the NFL coming out the next day apologizing for a missed call? The rule was very clear, and they even said the referees misinterpreted it. When that touchdown happened in the end zone, they claimed it was simultaneous elbow and hip. Okay? Elbow and hip at the same time. The NFL rule is very clear, and they came out and apologized. Simultaneous. It's not the tie goes to the offense. If it's at the same time, it's an out of bounds incompletion.
I think his
What
elbow
grade
hit
is-
before his
Whether
hip
it
anyway.
hit before or at the same
Yeah,
time, what good
yeah.
is an apology?
Yeah.
I did not see any apology at all whatsoever. I have no idea what you're referring to. Looking it up right now, I did not
Okay.
see any apology. In no way. So I don't know what you saw or what you're referring to.
do
but
I
that's
think-
not a thing that they do.
Let's keep it real. I want to be objective here. It's very possible Atlanta still would have scored a touchdown
No
on that
doubt.
drive. But still, I don't want him to get a free
And why
touchdown no matter
doesn't-
what.
Why doesn't Todd Bowles challenge that fumble?
Well, forget about
Why
challenging.
don't
How
all
about
of our great players not go land on the
Yeah,
ball? There's
yeah.
16 of us there and no Falcons players. Oh, we don't get the ball.
that looked worse than the Cam Newton fumble. Scott, it really did. It really did in the Super Bowl when he didn't even dive for the ball. Our guys all stood around like Cam Newton. It was terrible. I mean,
But what was the call? What was the call the refs made on that fumble? Again, you got to challenge a call like that. The call was it was a simultaneous tie.
Yeah.
Tie goes to the offense. You got to challenge that
yeah,
play
well, yeah.
because if the offensive player grabbed the ball after, but he didn't even challenge it. They were begging him to challenge it.
Let me ask you this, Scott. I know your answer, and you know my answer, Josh. Let's suppose we do get rid of Todd Bowles. Who would you like to see come here? Or do you want him to keep his job?
I don't want to blindly ever fire anyone. This
I
has
agree.
always been my whole thing. You don't just get rid of guys, especially not a coach who goes from 8 to 9 to 10 wins.
Right.
Everyone always just wants to fire the guy, fire the guy, fire the guy. Look, in hindsight, yeah, we should have kept Liam. We should have kept Canales. Shouldn't, I mean, come on now. You can keep
Shoulda,
going back.
coulda,
and-
woulda, right?
Exactly. That's not what we do. There was one man that would be approved by the fan base that people would get back into. And I don't even know how effective of a coach he'd be anymore. It's obviously John Gruden.
Yes.
There's no questions asked whatsoever. That would obviously be the guy. There'd be no pushback. I would welcome him with open arms.
You would. Good.
With all
Joe.
that being said, man, we've been extremely banged up all year. I do not think our roster is all that good. Yes, we have benefited from a bad division, but unless you've got someone that you love, some young guy, some wizard that, I mean, I don't like the grizzard wizard from French Lick, this guy
No,
that we have.
yeah, I
He's
know.
fine. He's not great.
No, he's
Our
okay.
offensive line isn't good. Like, we've made the most without having much to work with this season,
And the
man.
ball's bounced
Tez
around.
Johnson, 7th round pick, being one of our most productive guys. Egbuka has not been as good as he was. I mean, look, we're fortunate to even be in this position in the first place. We did make some good plays. We benefited from a soft schedule at some point, and then we haven't been able to beat the good teams. That Seattle win,
Yeah.
clearly our best win on our roster, because even San Fran was banged up. Other than
Yes.
that, we ain't them.
You
We
don't-
we-
Now
You
we're
don't think
6.
Todd Bowles has reached that Tony Dungy ceiling?
He might have.
You could only take a team so far. I'm not saying he's a bad
No
guy.
one's pushing back against that. The thing is, what did we do with Tony Dungy? Yes, we traded for John Gruden. That was a ginormous. It wasn't just let's fire him, pick someone up off the streets. We
Well,
gave up
they did
multiple.
fire him.
We gave up multiple first round. Good Lord, man! Can we just have a productive conversation?
Yes.
Like, obviously, what I'm saying right now is
Yes.
valid. So it would need to be that sort of big move again. You can't just fire someone and expect to pick someone up off the streets. We're going to
Right.
make a big
No.
grand gesture, like trying
Yeah.
to trade for Mike Tomlin
Right.
or trade for the Harbaugh brother. If we
Right.
want to do something like that, absolutely,
Let
I'm
me-
all ears. But if we're just gonna,
Yeah.
hope
Pick
and
up
pray-
Jack Jones,
Okay.
the special teams coach, like the Giants did with Joe
Let-
Judge.
I'm old enough to remember when we got rid of Levy Smith and replaced him with Dirk Cutter because everyone thought,
Yeah.
oh, he's gonna be the Jameis whisperer.
Let me
Right.
rephrase
and then
it for
with
you.
I mean, come on now.
If
But-
Todd Bowles was your defensive coordinator, you'd fire him, wouldn't you?
Not necessarily.
Oh, come on. Looking at the way they're playing that soft zone and the way they're playing.
But so can't have it both ways, Scott. You mentioned the offense not producing when they should.
I'd fire the OC too this
So
year.
you just want to fire everyone. Just burn it all down.
Guys, they're not using the players. They're not. Why do you go
I
into a
appreciate
shell?
you think our players are that good, man.
Yeah.
All I was Mike Evans dominating this past game.
Mike
Anyone
Evans is
that-
good.
Then keep throwing him the ball up down the stretch.
Brother, he almost killed him on that hospital ball. We were throwing him the
And
ball.
he caught great catches after that play.
Thank
So
God.
I agree with you. Yeah, Baker. Baker,
Why
be
did we
better,
go-
Baker.
No.
Okay.
Baker didn't call 4 runs.
But can we be honest about what our season has been this season? We got lucky with some balls bouncing, missed field goal, special team stuff, and Baker was pulling rabbits out of his behind multiple times late. He's not doing that anymore.
No.
That is the difference. That is what a quarterback in the
Yep.
NFL
The
can
difference was also in those games, we didn't shut down our offense.
Correct. Well, they were 6-2.
Let the
guys.
guy be the
do. Do you think that
gunslinger.
maybe those things are related? That he's playing through an injury. I will bet $1,000 right now that after our season is over, whenever that may be, you're going to hear that report like the next day in the closing meetings or whatever, their exit interviews where, oh, yeah, Baker's undergoing surgery this season to repair a torn this, that, and the third that he's been playing through. Egbuka's probably doing it too. So maybe instead of just getting mad, let's acknowledge that these guys are at a point in the season where they're probably playing through injuries. He didn't even miss a game after we all thought he was going to miss one after that. So, yeah, maybe the reason that they're kind of shrinking up
not
the
arguing
playbook
that.
at things because he can't even play a full 4
I'm
quarters.
not arguing that, but when we're on defense and we're blitzing and it's working in the fourth quarter. In the beginning of the fourth quarter, we got aggressive and it's working. Why, when we get the lead, do we stop?
Well, it's funny that you say that, Scott, because they were 6-2, and everybody said, "Oh, wow, man, we're halfway through the season. You got to finish the season out, guys." Baker Mayfield, MVP.
No,
It's
why
a
did
lot.
the
It's a marathon.
defense
It's not a
stop?
sprint.
Patrick, why, when you're in the fourth quarter, when we took the 14-point lead,
Yeah.
we started blitzing that we hadn't done? We were eating him
Yeah.
up with the blitz.
Yeah.
We were getting pressure on him. He was throwing the ball short.
Yeah.
Why is it when we got the 14-point lead, we went into our umbrella zone
Yeah. I
in
don't
the
get it.
middle of the field was wide open? So whose fault is that? The defense or the coach calling the defense?
I've always, I was taught, Scott, in any sport you play, if you have the guy down, finish him off because you don't want to give him any shot to come back because anything can happen. And that's what happens with the Bucs
We
a lot.
stopped getting aggressive
Yes.
on defense. We pulled back into that zone.
Yeah. Don't just try to swat at the bee. Put some spray on him and put him down. It's that simple. And I don't know what's going to happen with the Bucs the rest of the year. I'm kind of funny about this, Josh. Let's suppose they win out. Okay. They beat Carolina twice. They Miami. They're 10-7. They'll host a playoff game here. If they were to get smashed, would that break your heart versus they don't even make the playoffs and just call it a year and regroup?
I want to always make the playoffs.
I
Always,
understand.
every time. And we would fully be an underdog against what will likely be Seattle. It'd be
Correct.
Seattle or the Rams,
Right.
which, whew.
I agree.
So no, it wouldn't be good. I think it'd be more so, it would be harder, I'd imagine, for the Glazers to fire Bowles after winning a division.
Right.
That doesn't happen very often.
No.
And once again, unless there's a guy there. But look, he doesn't really care about winning over the fan base. There's coaches that kind of know how to play the
Yes.
game and like win
Right.
over and appeal and
Yeah,
all that. And,
yeah.
he showed emotion unlike we've ever seen him before.
No, he's mad.
And look,
But that's because your dad said he's lost the team, Josh. I believe that came out a little
is
bit.
so again, I don't think everything is always 3D, 5D chess. Like I think sometimes people are upset. Mike Evans was legitimately upset, as he should be. I was there at the game. I have not heard boo birds like that.
I
in
know.
years.
It's been a-
Years. And it was like that at the Saints game before too.
That's what
So,
they want Todd gone.
there's a
The
lot-
fans want him gone.
There's a lot of it wasn't fired Todd Bowles though. I think we don't have the smartest fan base in the world, and it's not. We don't, man. You go to the sports bars, you talk to people. Compared to the Philly, I can be honest about it. We don't. That's fine.
You know why, Josh? I had a
There's a
conversation.
lot because this whole conversation has been, who do we blame? Who do we blame? There's
No.
a lot of blame to spread right now,
Let's-
and there's a lot of fans who are upset with a lot of different people.
We're going to take a quick time out here on
I'll
AMA
throw in
6
something
Answer
to think about.
Sports.
I was at World of Beer on Wednesday night.
Okay.
A little happy hour with some people getting ready, and who was sitting at the table right next to me? Jason Light.
Yep. He
How
likes
many
it.
general managers would be out at that time on a 5 o'clock the night before a game? Do you take any issue with that, or it's the
No.
GM? He shouldn't be grinding tape.
No.
Okay, he's just the guy being the guy. No worries.
He done it. He
If
went
it was
in-
a coach, would you have?
no.
No.
As long as you did your job.
I have a big problem with that.
Wow. Okay, we'll take your calls at 813-282-8283 when we come back from this quick timeout. And we're going to talk a little bit about the Tampa Bay fan base and how knowledgeable are the Tampa Bay sports fans. Hang in there with us. We'll be back in just a minute. Hi, folks. You've heard about Opportunity Knocks. Better answer the door. Well, guess what? There's a new meat market right across from Armwood High School called Opportunity Knocks. Taking care of everybody out there when it comes to restaurants with their food. Well, guess what? Now you get restaurant quality right at Opportunity Knocks across from Armwood High School. You won't go wrong. Football season, we're right in the meat of it, pun intended. You can't beat it. Grilling it, frying it, however you want to do it, we'll make it happen at Opportunity Knocks. Next to Martha's Restaurant.
Happy Sunday from the Sports Zone with Patrick Highland. And we do hope that it's a happy day and that everything is going as well for you and your family as it possibly can. That today is a good day and that you have many, many more good days in front of you. But no matter how well any of us are doing on this good day, the unfortunate reality of life remains that all of us are likely to face bad days in the future, no matter how distant that future may seem right now. When it comes to matters of health, particularly as we and our loved ones get older, it's predictable that all of us are likely to face hard challenges the longer we live. And that is multiplied by the amount of people we are directly responsible for. You may not want to ask yourself this question, but what if something unexpected happened to you today or tomorrow? How would your family be impacted, particularly those who are relying on you? Is there a plan in place for the bad days that all of us will inevitably face? Just like the best time to prepare for the storm is before storm season arises, so too is it best to prepare for the toughest seasons of your life during these times, which are relatively good and free from the storms. If you don't feel confident that you're prepared for those bad days ahead, either for yourself or your family, give Patrick Highland a call right now. 813-966-1052. That's 813-966-1052. Patrick has insurance solutions and years of experience helping people plan for their financial future and guiding them through the storms of their lives. When it comes to matters of health, finances, and the challenges that go along with getting older, Patrick's experience can help you find the right answers. You can't ensure that bad days ahead won't happen, but you can insure yourself against the worst possible scenarios. So buy yourself some peace of mind while your skies are still peaceful and call Patrick Highland today. 813-966-1052. That's 813-966-1052. And if you're a veteran, we thank you for your service.
Welcome back to the Sports Zone. Let's get back to the discussion. In Hillsboro, 813-289-1860. Anywhere else, toll free 877-969-8600. And now your host, Patrick Highland.
All right, folks. Thanks for hanging in there with us here on a interesting Sunday. A little overcast, but nice temperature. Can't beat that with a stick. Too bad we don't get to watch the Bucks today. I think they would have done better playing today than they did Thursday, but we'll never know.
Stop wearing the throwbacks. They did not have a good.
They don't do good in the popsicles. The creamsicle special.
I love the Falcons throwbacks with the old red helmets.
Yeah, I did.
Was hot.
That was cool, man.
It was.
Yeah. No, I don't know what it is, man. Maybe we just throw back and use a different helmet. I don't know, Scott. We got to do something, man. It just doesn't seem to work for us in those uniforms. You're not kidding. It's going to be very interesting to see how the rest of the season
Someone
plays
needs
out.
to give kudos to I know we all hate field goal kickers, but that guy's hit what, 9
Chase
in a
is
row
on fire.
over 50 yards.
Chase is on fire. He's a great. I got him in my all my fantasy teams. I knew he was going to have a great year. Yep. And my boy Josh wants to get rid of the kicker. Come on, man. Most fantasy guys do. I like having the kicker myself. Gives me something to root
this
in.
new kickoff. I mean,
That I want to get rid of tomorrow.
It's ridiculous.
Put the ball at the 25.
Yards,
let's go.
gain
First and 10.
25 yards, and you're in field goal range.
Please put the ball at the 25 and let's go and see who wins.
All right, go back to what Joshua said before the break.
Oh, our wonderful fans of Tampa Bay, or
well, you're the one that said you took issue with the GM or coach or whoever going.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with that. As long as you did your job that day, you can go out and have a pop and then go home. What's the big deal?
Why? Because it's a huge game.
Okay.
You just lost to a team you shouldn't have lost to. I am a firm believer, whether you're the GM, whether you're a trainer, whatever, all hands on deck. You're doing whatever you can do. And if there's something to be done,
So I go to
there.
work from 7 a.m. till 5, and then I go over World of
Well,
Beer.
Patrick, I think this is the question then, right? The way you're phrasing it, if you've done your job for the day, when do you expect their job to be done? Because I guess kind of everyone is under this impression, for the most part, that these guys are, and of course, GMs and coaches are different. So I don't, it's not the same day-to-day grind, but that these guys get paid such an exorbitant amount of money because they work so hard and so tirelessly. And that you hear the stories of coaches sleeping in their office.
Yeah.
And now Bruce Arians, who he's still involved with our team. So his leadership, his influence has definitely trickled down in a lot of ways. He famously said, would mock those coaches for working too hard and being kind of overset. So I can see that. But it did stand out to me in a way that it hasn't before. I've seen a press box before on different nights. And so I guess, everyone has a different expectation
as
of
long as
what
he wasn't acting like a fool,
If it
then
was
that
a
would change the
player-
complexion.
that
And he
goes with-
doesn't.
that
He's a
goes
class
without-
act.
that goes
Yeah.
without question.
What if it was a player?
Then I would have a problem.
Well, then that's
So-
why I have a problem.
so
A
this-
team's a team.
So that's the question then. So Scotty's saying that coach, GM, whatever, leadership should be the same, set the example. And
Thank
you're
you.
saying that it's more delegated. The
So him and his
players,
wife go out for dinner and he has a beer and that's a
You-
problem?
what should the player be doing? You're the one that said the
I'm
player.
saying if the player went out with his wife and had dinner, would that be a problem? It depends.
And that-
Did he have 5 pitchers of beer? And some of these guys can play better like that. Trust me, I've seen it.
Yeah, why are you looking
Okay.
at it differently for one guy and not the other? I guess that's the
I think at the end of the day, as long as you don't act like a clown, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Now Scott makes a good point. I see you at the press box loading up on 4 pitchers of beer, and the next day you're sluggish. Now we have a problem, Houston. But what happens if that guy goes out and picks 2 balls off? Joe Willie Namath throws 3 touchdowns. What are you gonna do?
I'm not the one that said I had a problem. You can't. I agree with Joshua. If you're going to hold the player accountable, you hold the team. This is a team game.
So the trainer can't go out either.
No.
Nobody.
This is a team game. All hands on deck.
I don't agree with him, but he's being consistent.
Yeah.
Where you're drawing a line in more of a leadership management type of thing. But no, I agree with you.
I don't have a problem with it. That's me. As
No.
long as it didn't affect your play. Don't you Jason Light being at the World of Beers, that caused them to lose the game.
And I know,
You see.
guys, this seems trivial,
Go ahead.
but I would love to see Todd Bowles high five a player coming off the field after making a good play. I'd like to see him show some emotion.
Oh, he showed some emotion.
No, not during the. No, he doesn't
I
during
know.
the game.
I'm joking, Scott.
I've never heard criticism about Todd Bowles from inside the locker room. All the noise about him always seems to come from everyone else. I mean, the guys like him. I always trust those guys. Levante's been on the record. Maybe that changes now, but I also think he is very, very, very much a conservative religious man in the sense that Tony Dungy was.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
And he even said that the reason he doesn't curse and doesn't show that emotion because his sons watch him in the pressers and watch him on the sidelines. And I do think that he carries himself as a father and a role model first and foremost before a head coach. I really do. Maybe I'm giving the guy way too much benefit of the doubt, but that's what he strikes me as.
Yeah, it's a different time, different game. Here's the other thing. It's kind of funny, Scott. If they didn't start out 6-2, right, and they went 1, lost 1, 1, lost 1, they were 7-7 right now, I think we'd have a different opinion of Scott and the whole team in general.
Okay.
But when you start out like that, you get those high expectation and hopes. And
How long have I been?
We said 9-8
No,
to
but
start the year.
I have been consistent with Bowles.
Yeah, you have.
I haven't. To me, he's done what he can do. He's got a ceiling. I've been consistent for a few years, saying he shows no emotion. Players feed off that.
So no matter what, you're letting him go at the end of the year.
Absolutely.
Okay. And who are you bringing in?
I'm going after Gruden.
Okay.
Gruden, Harbaugh, Tomlin, whoever doesn't win the AFC North.
Okay.
I'm going after one of those guys.
If we're gonna, Amazon just did that whole 10-part series on the Buccaneers. Amazon Prime did. They did this whole documentary and stuff. The Bucs are considered a premier franchise now, maybe in that next tier after Cowboys, Patriots, and shoot, we've done more than they have recently. But
you're right.
and so with that being said, and the Glazers, they care about that sort of thing.
Yeah.
They want it. Look, man, they've been trying to make big moves since trying to get Brett Favre back in the day.
Yeah.
Trying to get Chip Kelly, and then obviously making the swing for Gruden, getting Tom Brady.
Do you think
they're going to take a big swing? I really do.
Do you think the fans would give John Gruden a warm welcome.
Oh my God,
Oh,
yeah, we're past that.
God.
They already
Good,
have,
good,
man. It's been multiple times
Oh,
I'm
now.
glad to hear that.
This is
I
the-
agree.
The other game,
I don't think it
he-
should have ever gone down
when-
the way it did. I
when
think
he
the guy
was
got
on the
railroaded
ship,
wrongly.
when he was on the ship a few games ago,
Yeah, it was pretty
firing
cool.
the crowd
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
This town, I don't believe, has ever stopped loving John Gruden.
Yeah,
I really, and not only that, this is his town.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to me, it's just the fit.
I'd bring him back.
And can he get?
Billy Martin went back to the Yankees a few times, right? Why not let old John Gruden come back to the Bucks?
Dick Vermeil.
Yeah, well, he left Philly and then he resurrected with the Rams. He was burned out coaching too much.
There's another fan base that recently had an unexpected head coaching vacancy, and some of
Yes.
their influential alum are pushing to get Gruden to
Yep.
come in and coach
To go
there.
to
Now, by
Michigan.
all accounts, Gruden only wants to go to the pros if he were to take a head coaching job. He doesn't want to take a college job, but he does work with Barstool Sports.
Yes, he does.
The owner of Barstool Sports is Dave Portnoy.
Big
So
Michigan
the two of
guy.
them have a big relationship. They were at the Bucks game together earlier this season,
Yep.
and Portnoy's on the record by saying, he'll spend X amount of monies. Larry Ellison
Yes.
is also so they have the money. Michigan is the premier
Oh,
program.
God, yes.
They've got the resources to do what they want.
Let me ask you this, Josh.
So
Like,
that could be the only situation that maybe possibly Gruden goes the college route.
yeah,
Here's-
Michigan or Notre Dame.
Here's
That's the
my
only
only
two places I
question
could ever
with
see him
Gruden
going.
the college
Or maybe
route.
Alabama.
Does he like the cold though?
No,
No.
But I know he was in Green Bay. He's
Yeah.
been it. We know
but
'cause
he's talked
he loves
about.
Notre Dame, though.
Yeah, he does.
So,
But can Gruden?
but Freeman's
I
not
don't
going
think-
anywhere.
well,
Let's talk
Freeman's
ab-
being mentioned with the Giants.
I know.
He's one of those guys. And explain to me. Look, we want to give a crap on the players for the transfer portal and NIL and
Yeah.
I don't
funny.
think Gruden could deal with the NIL stuff. I really don't.
Oh, I think he could. What do you think, Josh?
He doesn't want to be bothered with it.
Gruden wouldn't have. It's no different
Than
than
a salary cap?
it's no different than anything. The recruiting. It's just. I mean, what does Coach O say? We used to have to pay him in the back door. Now we pay him in the front door.
Exactly. I love that. That was beautiful.
I also don't see Gruden as a good college recruit.
Gruden could be good at whatever he wanted to be. Part of his Barstool rebrand and coming back and all
Yeah.
of that has
He's
shown
got good
that.
enthusiasm, man. People dig that. They want a winner, man. I'd send my kid to play for him in a New York
My
second.
question is if he's able to adapt. For me, it's all play calling. It's an offensive
Yes.
scheme because he's very much a ground and pound.
Yeah, he'd have to open that. But he would probably try to find a quarterback that, hey, we got to talk about this. Congratulations to Mr. Mendoza, Heisman Trophy winner from
Right.
South Florida, baby.
That's something he said that he still believes in the art of developing a quarterback.
Yes.
And I don't.
But he's
think-
never had a rookie. He's never developed one. When you think about it, who has he developed?
He helped out Brett Favre. People forget that.
But when he was a head coach, he always had.
He
that
helped out
vet-
Brad Johnson.
He
Rich
was a
Gan-
veteran.
Rich Gannon.
Rich
was a
Gannon.
I
veteran.
know.
when
Why
he
does it
got him.
have to be a rookie? Guys get older
Yeah,
and develop
yeah,
more. You don't think Baker Mayfield has developed? Or what? Why does it have to be a
Well,
rookie?
Gannon-
A question I want to ask you in the audience, and we'll take your calls at 813-282-8283. If Michigan was in the college football playoff and only had one loss, is the coach fired, Josh?
Ooh, that what happened would have came out afterwards, after the season.
Thank you. We agree.
What? Tell our
I'm sorry.
fans what happened.
You've been busy this week. He had some.
What do you mean? He had an affair with a grad
Yeah,
student. Why
yeah,
are you walking
yeah.
the line? He had an affair with a grad student, and the grad student told on him.
Yeah.
And then he got fired. So he woke up, I think it was Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever morning it was, getting ready to go prepare his team to play in the Capital One Bowl.
Correct.
And then by the end of the day, he was fired and then got arrested and was locked up in jail. Because what did he do after getting caught? Went to his wife's home because he's married with children. Good Michigan man, right? Michigan man. That's what they want to say. Michigan man. Married with kids, goes to the wife's house, then says, "Oh, you ruined my life, blah, 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 blah," threatens to kill himself, and then goes to the mistress's house and does the same thing. So that's how his day went and why Michigan now needs a head coach.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now I know. So basically, he had an affair with a grad student.
Correct.
Might not. I don't even know if
He
it's a
should have
grad
been
student or
fired
not.
for that.
It's against their code of conduct, and that's why she came forward and was honest about it.
Would you
and the
fire him?
school, If it's the code of conduct, it's code of conduct. We either fought. You're the one that just said you don't want the boys going and getting a drink on a freaking Wednesday night.
Okay, forget code of conduct.
Rules are rules.
everything.
So Patrick,
Would
this is
you-
where I think maybe they do because
would
they
you
didn't
fire
have to.
What if I fired him?
Forget the code of conduct. If it wasn't in a code of conduct, but it just said whatever.
I wouldn't have fired him, but here's what happened. He got carried. He acted stupid.
Forget that part. Would you have fired
As
him?
long as he didn't if he didn't get arrested, no, he keeps his job.
He got fired before. The arrest happened after.
No, I agree. I wouldn't
I'm
have fired
asking,
him.
would
That's
you-
why they fired him. But they shouldn't have.
So you're simply asking, just in a vacuum, would you fire a guy for having an affair?
No,
That's your question.
that's
Yes.
correct.
Because there's more to it. There's always more to it. He was supposedly giving her money. He gave her a significant raise that wasn't allowed.
Yeah,
Like,
there were some other issues.
so
Yeah,
what you're
yeah.
asking is just a
Right.
completely different hypothetical. Should
He's
someone be
right.
fired for
Yeah,
having an
good
affair?
point.
Like
Good
what?
point, Josh. If he didn't have
I
the
don't think that's a
promoting her
relevant
to a
conversation.
job, funneling her money, it was bad. It was bad the way it all came out. Nothing
So,
that
but
some
no,
of our politicians haven't done.
But Pat, okay.
Go
that's-
ahead. I'm just,
Again, these are irrelevant things that
I'm
I'm
just
throwing out
being
here.
funny.
Patrick, or the reason I do think that Michigan would have done this either way is because they screwed. This has been known about for a while. If you look back
Mhm.
at message
I'm with
boards,
you.
there's
Yeah,
all people that are around.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Michigan put themselves in an extremely tough situation with the head coaching search now. This has been one of the biggest head coaching carousels in all.
Yeah.
So they would have done it earlier. Not only that,
Yeah.
but these distractions were swirling and circling around Sharon before the Ohio State game. So you could make the argument that they would have been more, if they had just fired him, gotten rid of him, they would have been more focused, could have beaten Ohio State. I mean, you
Do
could
they
carve it
still
up a
have
million
to pay
different
him
ways.
anything?
No,
it's
because
fired with cause.
Fired with cause. No, Josh.
You can make an argument they wanted to
think
get rid of him,
the way he
and this makes it easier to get rid of him.
the way he acted after it went down tells me he does have some mental issues that I hope he gets help for.
Oh my God.
You know, that's
Yeah,
the most
He
important.
pulled the whole "I cheated on
Yeah.
you, now I'm going to kill myself because you ruined my life."
Yeah.
What are we doing, man?
Yeah,
It's
sad.
it's
You know, people don't
pathetic.
realize though. We've talked about it for a long time. You know, head injuries in football can come back and haunt
So
you
to bring
down
it
the
back
road.
to the NFL, when Harbaugh, who is now the head coach of the Chargers,
Right.
was the head coach of Michigan,
Yeah, he went
endorsed
Sharon.
him,
Yeah, he endorsed
and
him.
they asked him about it. Oh, well, I don't know anything about that situation. I'll have to get back to you, look at more details. Do you question Harbaugh and his selection and value and how he sees
No,
people and all of that?
man,
So
we're
you never
all-
know what's going
No,
on.
We all
I
are
saw
human.
people-
We all can make mistakes.
I agree.
I'm
I
not
saw
gonna-
people trying to push that narrative, but
Yeah,
to
no.
bring my issue with all the outside, I could care less about all that. Kalen DeBoer is now seen as one of the favorites to take over as the Michigan head coach.
Yeah, I heard that, Josh. I didn't
Odds
see that.
wise, money wise, whatever, because there's this whole thing that DeBoer wanted to be at Michigan, that he can't handle the pressure at Bama.
Hmm.
How is this just accepted narrative where these coaches are just going to bounce around? So he's going to leave Bama, go to Michigan, and then Lane Kiffin's going to go to Bama before he even coaches at LSU?
Oh, Josh.
Why wait?
Oh, that would be hilarious. Oh, make it happen, Joshua, you little leprechaun.
Guys, this
if
is
you guys
what,
can't
this is what
tell,
sports
Josh
has
looks like the
become.
Notre Dame leprechaun.
The coaches did this first.
Right.
The players are just following along in the system that was created by everyone else except for them. The coaches are the ones who've been able to bounce around and jump around and do whatever.
Yes, I agree with the NIL stuff, but for years, Joshua, even when Patrick and guys would commit to schools and then they would withdraw their commitment in the last minute, even before all that. Kids have done that forever. They really have. And that puts schools in a bad situation too. I'm saying, yes, it's gotten much worse and it's just, but this is what it is now. The learning the players on a roster anymore is not that easy.
Well, hey,
because they're not there.
Hey, what do you
Yeah.
think? What about this? What if we offer them?
It's minor league football, guys.
What if we offer them a multi-year contract that they have to uphold to? But the reason the schools don't want to, because then they'd be full-time employees, and then they have to pay everyone benefits. And then you gotta get into all that stuff. So the
But you know
real
what?
the real reason is because they don't want to treat them like full-time
I
employees.
think it might
and
be
give them
better though,
everything.
Josh, if they could treat them as full-time employees.
Aren't
I
they
really
giving
do.
It'd be better for
Guys,
the players.
Don't they get full
I don't know
benefit
about that.
now? They get full medical.
So
and all
why
that
do you
now.
think that they don't want to make them full-time employees? Because it wouldn't just be the football team, it'd be everyone. And you know what's going to happen next as more private equity and money keeps coming in? Why do we have cross country? Why do we have a soccer team? Everyone needs a helmet. This guy's never played all season long. Why does he need a helmet? Whatever happened to good old push-ups and sit-ups? We have $100 million trillion facility. What do we need all that for?
Yeah. Well, to win, baby. Just win, baby. Just win. I'm curious to see how this is all going to play out, Josh.
Speaking of winning,
Yes.
I don't know if we have to take a break, but
No, we're good.
tell me how some of these teams got into these playoffs.
Well, we had a little bit of a hokey doke. Now, I've been hearing this silly rumor for the whole week, Josh, and I thought it was fake news. And now I'm hearing from other parties saying, no, Patrick, it's not fake news. They worked something out with Notre Dame, then doubles. It's legit, Joshua?
Oh, my God, yeah.
I was right. Everybody thought I was nuts. I knew it was going to
Patrick,
happen.
one is not exclusive
Well, that's
from the
true.
other.
Too.
This
All
one
right,
particular
so-
time, I'm on the money.
So the
A lot of times I'm
there's a
not.
new agreement that they snuck
Tell
in
him, Josh.
that as long as it is a 12 or 14 team playoff format, Notre Dame will be automatically guaranteed a spot as long as they are ranked within the top 12, whatever it may be. So basically this year, they would have been automatically guaranteed a spot over Miami. There would have been no selection committee process, nothing of that. Just because Notre Dame is apparently they're the best. I don't know.
They're the bomb,
They're
baby.
the only
NBC,
school.
Notre Dame Broadcasting Company.
They're the only school that gets these exceptions and these special treatment. They choose to not be in a conference.
Go to be in the ACC, Notre Dame. Then that's what the NCAA was really in the college football. People were telling them, hey, look, if you would have been in the ACC, guess what? We wouldn't be having this
But
discussion.
again,
But you did. But no, let me finish this off, Josh. Here's what is going to happen, in my humble opinion. If they want to do that, don't be surprised if Notre Dame wouldn't have been ranked 13th this year. Okay? Let me tell you. Wouldn't it surprise
But
me?
so this is where people get silly and they twist themselves into a pretzel. You don't think they wanted Notre Dame in? You don't think that they wanted to have Notre Dame in the playoff?
I
Like this
see.
year alone, doesn't that defeat any argument? Like
Yeah, I mean, the
So
thing is,
last year, they kept Bama out.
right?
Are you happy with all the teams that are in? Or
No,
do-
I'm not.
Oh my gosh, it's so dumb. I had to have such a huge issue with James Madison and Tulane both being in. They did not do what was necessary and required to get in. I don't like the case. Oh, someone said it's a safety hazard to have them play, which I think is absurd.
That is funny.
That's just a crazy thing to throw out there.
No, it's funny.
Amongst all the
Yeah,
craziness.
no,
But,
But
you guys
they
gotta
didn't
pick
do-
and choose. Either you like the system. Or
I
you
don't like the
I
system.
don't like the system at all. What are you
No.
talking about?
The bottom line is, I've said this for a while now.
So under the system, those two did deserve to be in.
Yes.
Under the system, yes.
Under the flawed system,
Okay.
yes.
Under
absolutely.
the flawed
okay.
system. Very good,
All right,
Joshua.
I'm asking about the at-large teams. Are you happy with all of them?
No,
Like Miami?
no, I'm not
The
happy.
ol- I think Tulane and James
Notre
Madison.
Dame should have been in there.
Yes, absolutely.
Period. We didn't need to have an
And
SEC.
Texas.
Yep, and Texas
Yeah.
too. The bottom line is, if we would have just went off the top 12 legitimately, James Madison, Tulane. Think about it,
Should
Scott.
any school have been there over Alabama? You
Yeah.
just named two schools. Should they have been over
I think they
Alabama?
all three had an equal case.
Notre Dame, for sure.
How many losses?
Texas would be an interesting.
Do you count
Sure.
the conference? Do you punish a team for making it to the conference title game and losing?
See, that's
Because
why
I don't.
Yeah, I know.
I
That's why I
don't-
don't like the game, Josh. You know, it can help you, but like the Ohio
If it
State
could
Indiana
help-
game was a joke.
Then guess what, guys? Then
And not for Indiana, it
if you're-
wasn't.
If you're going to say it shouldn't hurt you, then it shouldn't be allowed to help you.
There you go.
You can't have it both ways.
Yep, I agree with that.
It goes down to the philosophical question. You can apply it to lots of things in life. What do you care more about? Someone's worst loss when someone is at their worst moment or when they're at their best? Because if you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best.
You're not at your best.
We're going to
if
get
you
to the
have that
NFL
worst
games
loss.
now, so we can go down. Let's talk a little fantasy, help out the people listening, Josh, to see who they should sit and start. Let's talk about that. One last thing about Tulane game. I mean, they're 17.5-point underdogs, Scott. That tells you something.
And we did see Liberty get smacked by Oregon recently.
Yeah.
This isn't people. It's not TCU.
Right.
It's not Washington.
Right.
This is a totally different level of playing field here.
Yes.
If they and I'm sorry, I think we saw Tulane lose to Ole Miss this season. Did we
Yeah.
not? Did we not see this game?
35-10.
How did we have multiple rematches in the first round?
Yeah.
I've heard this again. Forget Tulane. Take Tulane out of it. But they were.
And I want to take Tulane out of
They
it. I
were
wish
a
Tulane
what-
was taken out of
They
it.
were a what underdog against Oklahoma when they beat them in the bowl game? I mean, come on. I don't believe in these big point underdogs.
Bowl games, when they don't mean anything, Scott, I'm not
They
gonna put-
did back then. This was
It didn't matter. When UCF beat Auburn. I thought it was awesome. But Auburn, what do they have to play for? They had nothing to prove. It's one of those type of things. We know who the better team is, so you beat them. Good for you. Now, if it meant you advancing, well, that changes the whole complexion. That's why I get Notre Dame saying we have no desire to play in a bowl game because it's not going to mean anything. I kind of dig that. That's me, though. All right, folks, let's get to it. Bills at the Patriots. Josh, let's talk about this. The weather looks like it could be a little snowy, but we'll see. Do you see a high-scoring game either way? A lot of times in the snow, it's funny how the offense can have an advantage because they know where they're going. I'll get your opinion. Go ahead, Josh.
High scoring?
Yes, for fantasy purposes. Do you think Josh Allen and Drake May will have big games, or is it just going to be
I think that
adequate?
I like the Bills to play well here. Josh Allen is going to play well. I think Travion Henderson should have a good game because the Bills run defenses. So, no, I don't think the weather really impacts things too much, but there's not too many receivers to love here in the first place.
So who do you think is going to win the game?
Bills.
Really?
Yes.
I hope you're right.
I'm riding Josh Allen, like I told
Amen.
you last week, like Rooster Cogburn and True Grit riding
There
the
you go,
pony.
baby.
I'm riding Josh Allen all
I
the
think
way
the
home.
Bills are a legitimately good team, and I think the
Yes.
Patriots are a fake good team who have benefited from an easy schedule.
Yes. Very fortunate with their schedule.
I mean, and
who have they beaten?
this is one of those where isn't Vegas telling us something? It's not even a pick 'em.
Right. And it's at New England.
New England.
Foxborough.
Come on now.
Yep.
This to me is just a trust Vegas, and you know
Yep.
Bills win close, not easy,
Yep.
but they win.
Chargers at the Chiefs, baby. Chiefs lose this game, it's all over. If I told you, Josh, on Labor Day when we were talking fantasy and doing our fantasy draft, said the Miami Dolphins and the Kansas City Chiefs will have the same record on December the 14th, you would have said, Patrick, no more beers for you, pal.
Yeah, no,
And
absolutely.
that's where we are.
With
Who
that
would have
being-
thunk that?
With that being said, I do think the Chiefs take care of business today. It's more so the Chargers just don't have it. They've fallen apart. They're not healthy. They just, it's Justin Herbert and then everything else, really.
I think the Chiefs are going to lose. I think the Chargers are going to upset them.
Chiefs, it's
I
so
don't know.
frustrating. to
I
see.
know who my boy's going for. Go Chargers. Sorry, Mahomie, you're going home for the
I mean,
holidays.
but how do you not feel bad for the guy? He's out there playing his butt off every
He
week,
is.
and Rashee Rice can't catch a pass. Travis Kelce looks 45 years old.
He does.
JJ McCarthy gets to have Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison.
Tough.
Patrick Mahomes can't even get half
That
of one
kid
of those
did throw
guys.
one nice ball last week. JJ McCarthy. That was a pretty ball he threw.
I know it sounds silly to say, but it's like if he could just throw an accurate pass, if he could just become a more accurate thrower, that's it. They would be great.
They'd be scary good. You're right about that. You think the Chargers are going to win, or you think the Chiefs and Mahomie can pull it off today? It's at Casey.
I think the Chiefs mentally are done.
Checked out, baby.
I
All
really
right.
do. They've been tay-tayed.
There you go. Now we have the Ravens at the Bengals.
Oh.
Now the Ravens need this game to
Bad.
badly. I'm telling you, the Bengals aren't going to lay down though. They're gonna put up a fight. Joe Burrow, he loves to play the game and he loves to win. I think Lamar's playing better, so I'm going to give it to the Ravens. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Bengals won. What do you think? Josh?
I think Lamar is done. He's past that MVP level because he's relied so much of it was his explosiveness. He's still good,
Mhm.
but he's not that MVP guy anymore. I wouldn't be surprised at all if Bengals win. Neither of these teams are a threat.
Browns at the Bears. Okay. Now it's 7.5, Josh. Bears, they either lose by a field goal or win by a field goal. And I wonder if Cleveland can hang in there with them. What do you think?
I think Cleveland could steal this one.
Okay.
But I don't know. I mean, you saw what happened last weekend, right? Where Shador
Yep.
was
Mhm.
doing great through an absolute dot, and then they
Mhm.
come in with that just ridiculous 2-point convert. So, I mean, look, if you believe in scripts and throwing games and shaving points and stuff, that was something to certainly look at. But no, I think Cleveland's defense could keep them enough in the game here, and Caleb maybe, has some of those inconsistent drives. But I like Shador. I like Caleb Williams. I like what Ben Johnson's doing. Chicago is another one of those they'll probably lose in the first round if they don't get the bye type thing, which is crazy. You talk about on Labor Day, would we have been saying the Bears were in this position?
Oh
But-
no, I
Yeah,
think
right.
think Ken's got him on cruise
Yeah,
control,
baby.
baby.
But what-
Yeah.
see,
No, I
that's-
thought the Bears could do better this
But
year.
what's funny is if the Bucks were to make the playoffs in the field now, the Bears are the only team I think we'd be able to beat, even though
Yeah.
they're ahead.
No, I don't. I
it's
agree
just-
with you.
yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Raiders at the Eagles. Another team I think the Bucks could beat, Josh. I wouldn't count on it because
The
Jalen
Raiders?
Hurts-
You think we can beat the Raiders?
No, the Eagles, because that's who they could face in the playoffs. In a
I don't
weird
think
scenario.
their defense would hold us to like -4 points.
Oh, geez. Let's talk about the Raiders game last week, Josh. You hit the nerve with the conspiracy. It was 24-14, and 6 seconds left in the game. Threw a pass across the middle. Did the guy lay on him a little extra second and then jump off? And we throw the flag, and then instead of throwing a Hail Mary to the end zone, we kick a field goal to win by,
Why did Atlanta go for 2 the other night?
well, that's to tie it
No,
up.
but no, they could have made it 7. They just didn't make it 8 or whatever. I'm saying before they had to go for 2 twice.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
I don't like that.
Coaches just do what they want. I like there's more aggressiveness now. More guys are going for it on
That made
4th
no
down.
sense just to make it 24-17.
It always makes sense to get more points. I agree with you. I'm inclined to believe there's something else going on up there, and they're just overthinking it rather than, oh yeah, let's shave points. But I get it. You can't just refute it one way or another.
It just didn't look good. That's all I'll say. I wouldn't have. If I was the coach, I'm not kicking a field goal there. It looks bad.
Through a
Yeah.
cynical mind where everything, I mean, what's the quote? Like when you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. It's like,
Yeah.
if you want to look through it that way, then
Well, no, not just from a standpoint of Josh. What are we doing? I'd rather throw a Hail Mary and try to pop a touchdown. That'd be fun.
there was a state championship game either
Yes!
yesterday or on
That
Friday.
was awesome.
God.
Well, no, there was a few different, but you were
It
talking
was
about
here in Florida.
I
late-
saw,
Hail
yeah.
Mary, and
There
the
was
kid
the Hail
handed it off
Mary.
to him.
there was another one though where team was just ready to kneel it out. Basically, they had it locked in.
No, he did.
Kid
nail it.
takes off his helmet to start
Yes.
celebrating,
Yes.
and so they throw a penalty on him, and then they have to punt, and the team winds up blowing the game. So all they had to do was stay in formation, take a knee, and they lost the
Well,
state championship on
yeah,
that.
and they did take the knee, and the kids walk, and he just, and it wasn't like he didn't draw attention to himself. He threw his helmet about 80 yards in the air, and just it was like, oh
And
my
that
god,
would be where you want to talk about, culture and atmosphere and your
It's discipline.
coaches and leadership. Yeah.
Celebrate after the game.
How
Then
about
you'll
that
never
kicker
have this
though?
problem.
What he didn't tell you is the kicker on the team that ended up winning missed a 20 shanks, a 20 what was it 8-yarder
Oh.
to win the game.
Oh,
Or
poor little kicker.
What about the Jets at the Jaguars? Here?
What about him? Travis Etienne.
Let's go, Travis.
I mean, yeah, that's what he's eating.
day,
He should
baby.
continue
Need
to
him,
eat.
baby.
Jaguars are good, man.
And we got this kid Cook for the Jets playing QB. We're going to see what he has.
Nothing.
nothing.
Let's be positive for our New York fans out
If
there.
they score 2 touchdowns, I'd be surprised.
Okay. Do the Jaguars cover 12.5, Josh?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
41.5?
Okay, I don't like laying double digits ever.
I don't either.
You know what I mean? Even with that Raiders game, I would still,
Fabio? We'll see what Fabio has to offer.
he's been there. Look, man, shout out Liam.
Yes.
Shout out Liam Cohn. Not
Shout out Dave Canales, too,
not
for
member of
Carolina.
the tribe. Not happy Hanukkah to Liam, but still, that's okay. We still love them all the same. What's the other one? Cardinals, Texans. Not
Yeah.
a lot to love. I think Jacoby wheels fall off. Michael Wilson still eating. Woody Marks on the other side.
Well, I'm curious. The Texans need this game, badly, just like the Jaguars.
Their defense is awesome.
It really
They
is,
are-
Josh. Scary good.
Very, very, very good.
Scary good.
They just smack the crap out of people.
Probably the best game of the day is going to be the Lions at the Rams. Pardon me. They took care of the Bears.
Packers, Broncos too. The 4 p.m.
Yes,
slots.
yeah. The
And
4
then
p.m.
for
games
us,
are pretty good.
Panthers, Saints is a big deal too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
RJ Harvey, I like a big day from him.
I hope you're right, kid.
Where's
All the guys you're
Panthers?
naming, I got Travis
New Orleans.
Etienne and RJ Harvey.
I like those guys. And
Yeah.
then Travion Henderson, who
How
I mentioned
about this,
earlier.
man? We got to say this before we have to get off the air. The Colts at the Seahawks. Can Old Man River do something special?
Bro, he was noodle arming it back during COVID season the last time he played. I don't know if he can throw the ball 25 yards. I think Seattle's defense might destroy him today. They're going to try to hand it off to Jonathan Taylor as much as he can. But
JT, baby.
we were talking about this earlier to an extent about coaches and Gruden wanting to develop quarterbacks and stuff.
Yeah.
How do we not have enough of a supply of professional NFL quarterbacks where they're pulling Phillip Rivers off the street? How do teams not like? Why
He
do we
knows
not
the
have more?
system.
What are all of these?
Yeah, we know
No,
that.
no. You hear about all these passing academies all across the
Yeah.
country. The Manning quarterback, but what are they doing?
Something doesn't jive.
What is going?
You
Where
know what,
are
though,
these
guys?
all? We have 20 good quarterbacks.
I
Last
hate-
but not
hate to
least.
say it, it's set up to be a Cinderella.
Oh, yeah, it is, isn't
really
it?
is.
It's going to be
It really
funny. I
is.
can't wait to see this game. But what I wish they would have moved the Colts Seahawks game to 8:20
Bro, I think
instead of the Vikings at
Seattle could
Cowboys.
win by 30 plus points today.
Okay.
man.
Well, besides that game, you want to see the Vikings at Cowboys today, or would have you preferred the Packers at the Broncos tonight at 8:20? I know which one I'd prefer.
I'm not staying up that late.
I prefer Packers Broncos. Cowboys win either way.
I think you're right there. I think Prescott has a nice day. Pickens will do okay.
I think Panthers roll, though, unfortunately.
Like I said, it's not going to really matter. I don't think so.
You never know what happens in a dome.
Well, that's a good point, because we will see what happens. God bless you, Tampa Bay. Do a random act of kindness out there this week for your fellow man.
Peace and respect, Tampa. Peace and respect.
Advanced Podiatry and Wound Care is known for advanced medical technology.